Joining me live is IDF International spokesperson, Lieutenant Colonel Nadav Shoshani. Lieutenant Colonel, appreciate you joining us on the program this morning. Thanks so much. According to a semi-official media outlet in Iran, the fourth phase of Iran's operation against Israel has begun. Dubbed Operation True Promise 3, included hundreds of various ballistic missiles targeting residential buildings and infrastructure in Israel. We have seen live pictures of missiles raining down on Jerusalem and Tel Aviv. Can you tell us about what sort of damage we have seen in Israel as a result of this attack from Iran?
Well, first, good morning and thank you for having me. And I think it's very interesting. They're speaking about a Truth Promise number 3. It's important to notice there was a Truth Promise number 1 and number 2 when Iran attacked Israel with ballistic missiles before this Israeli operation. And by the way, they were threatening to carry out Truth Promise number 3 for months now. They have been planning to carry out an attack against us regardless. We've in the last 2 nights in Israel, which is morning in Australia, but we've faced hundreds of ballistic missiles and UAVs fired towards Israelis. Those ballistic missiles are fired towards civilian population centers, places like Tel Aviv, Ramat Gan, Haifa, which you spoke about. And we've seen a lot of damage to buildings in Israel. We've also sadly seen casualties in Israel, 14 casualties already from these Iranian attacks. But we've also seen a lot of success in our aerial defense systems. You know, they have fired many hundreds of projectiles towards Israel, and we have been able to thwart most of them, to intercept most of them. But still, even the best defense systems in the world are not 100%, and at those amounts, there will still be some hits sometimes, and that's why our people are instructed to go into the safe room, and those who were in the safe room were safe from these attacks.
Donald Trump has told US media that while Washington wasn't involved in Israel's continuing strikes against Iran, it's possible we could get involved, the US president says. Does Israel want the US to get involved?
Well, you know, Israel is a sovereign country and the US is sovereign to their own interest, obviously. But I think the Iranian regime is not just an Israeli problem. You know, we track them all the time because they're our biggest enemy. They have been solely responsible for the deaths of thousands of Israelis just in recent years, spending most of their money on proxies to carry out terror attacks on us. And what we've seen, and everyone can see it, when they're yelling death to Israel, they're yelling death to Israel, death to America, death to the West, death to infidels. And I think a regime like that essentially wants to kill anyone who is not them is one of the most dangerous things, and the world should stop them. The world has been trying to stop them for years, but when push comes to shove, Israel had to act against this existential threat, and I think it would benefit the whole world if they didn't have it. I think this is not just our problem. We are the ones acting against it, but it's not just our problem. And I'll tell you one more thing. Our operation, and in our first hours of the operation, we were able to take out a lot of their aerial defense systems. Our aircrafts have been flying over Iranian skies for 2 days in a row, finding those ballistic missiles, finding those nuclear sites and carrying out precise strikes against them. And now is the time, also because this is an immediate threat. And if we don't stop them, they will be advancing towards a nuclear weapon. And also because now is the time. We've taken out the aerial defense systems, and it is the time now to take away this existential threat from the world.
And we are told that Israel's campaign against Iran could take weeks, not days. Will the IDF continue to attack Iran until there is a complete regime change?
Well, we've been ready for this operation taking a long time because we know who our enemy is. They are driven by extreme agenda, religious agenda against Israel. They have prepared for this for years. They have been planning for decades, literally decades, to destroy the state of Israel. They spent billions on it, so we're ready for them to keep attacking us for days and weeks. We understood when we went into this operation, it could take a long time. We went into it not because it's easy, but because we have no other choice and because we have to. So we're ready to continue operating. And our main goal at the moment is is saying we can't allow Iran, we can't allow the most dangerous regime in the world to have the most dangerous weapons in the world, this regime that has vowed to annihilate us, to have the means to do that. That is our goal at the moment, to make sure they don't have the means to annihilate us, which is thousands of ballistic missiles that they were planning on producing every year. They were working towards that, and nuclear weapons that they were working towards them.
Lieutenant Colonel, if I can just ask as well, because we're running out of time, reports this morning that US President Donald Trump vetoed a plan to assassinate Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Is this true?
Well, a lot of options are on the table in this operation against Iran. As I said, our goal is first and foremost to remove these ticking time bombs from our table, from Israel. And that's what we're focusing on. But all options are on the table, and I don't want to go into specifics of what could happen and reveal our future operational plans.
We really appreciate you joining us on the program, Lieutenant Colonel Nadav Shoshani. Appreciate it. Thank you.